I am Nigella. I work with the UN. I am having some challenges involving my immediate supervisor, Paul, which has compelled me to lodge this complaint with the Conduct and Discipline team as a last resort. I have tried everything to stop the abuse and harassment of my supervisor. That has been going on for more than a year. He treats the staff as if we were slaves and has no respect for our dignity or well-being. I have become so stressed that I cannot sleep at night, and I can hardly face coming into the office. My doctor has said the stress is putting a lot of pressure on my health, and especially my heart condition. If we arrive late for work, even by 3 minutes, we are told off. He does not return even a simple greeting of good morning. He keeps his office door closed at all times, and we are never allowed to approach him directly. We must make an appointment with his administrative assistant. He never wants us to take leave, and when we make a leave request, he wants to know why we are taking leave and to provide evidence that we have no outstanding work. We have never had a single staff meeting in the past 6 months. Instead, he gives us tasks by email. I have tried in the past to suggest some good changes to the way our unit operates, but he never takes my advice, and he did not even consult me before drafting the submission of an important policy document to the head of mission. We are just supposed to act like robots and do whatever he says, even though I am a professional with 7 years of field experience. He micromanages me and insists on checking all my work before it goes out, even simple emails. I have never been selected to go on training, even though my colleague at the same level has been on 2 courses in the past 12 months. Within a short space of 12 months, my colleague has been on courses twice. He selects only his favorite staff to go on training. When I try to raise these issues with him, he just waves his hand at me and says, if I am not happy with my job, I can leave, as there are many people who are willing to take my place. I am ready to leave this job, yes. Well, this section and work in another section or another mission. I kindly request that you take action to redress these issues because I can no longer tolerate the situation. I am virtually frustrated. I don't know what else to do.
Dear sir, I wish to respectfully express my feeling and complaint regarding my supervisor, Mike. I have been working in the transport section for more than 7 years. It has always been a good atmosphere with everyone getting along and resolving any differences that came up in an informal way. I was acting as the OIC for 6 months with a good EPAS report from my supervisor and have proven my ability to lead a team, as all the members of the team can report. But when Mike started working in the section this year, everything changed. As soon as Mike started, he scrapped all the processes we had put in place that were working well, and he moved people into areas that made no sense other than to satisfy his ego and need to put his stamp on everything as a new boss. Usually on Fridays, we have a long lunch and leave work early. It has been our tradition in the section, and it is a good practice for team building. Mike put a stop to that. He sends out email requests at 3 p.m. and demands that we complete the task by the end of the day, even though he knows it will take more than 1 hour. He demands to know where we are at all times and calls to check on us. As the most senior staff member in my section, I was always responsible for the vehicle during working hours, and I was trusted to delegate it to others as necessary. Now, we must leave the keys with administrative assistant and give reasons for taking it. It causes unnecessary delays and obstructs us from working efficiently. I tried to talk to him many times. I invited him for coffee, and I asked why he was making changes when things were already working well. I told him that I was speaking for all the staff who were not happy with the new direction. After the second time I tried to speak with him, his attitude changed towards me. He stopped speaking to me directly and only sent me instructions on email. He constantly picks on me in staff meetings. At the last staff meeting, he asked one of my colleagues to read out a draft of a document I wrote, and then asked the whole team to give their feedback. And he made fun of my writing skills. A request made by FAST for me to help start the mission in Mali, but he denied the request and said he could not spare me. Instead, he sent my colleague, and when I complained, he said that he is the chief and he's entitled to make decisions in the best interest of the section. After he said that, my blood pressure was high, and I ran back to my office to calm down. I have always had a good performance report, exceeding expectation. But this last week, I received the lowest performance rating I have ever had during my time in this mission. I am shocked, and there is no reason for this. I asked my supervisor why he gave me such a low performance assessment, and he said I have a bad attitude. I would like your help to develop a good working relationship with Mike. I have tried to talk to him, but he does not want to listen to me, and he's making my work very difficult, and it is affecting my personal life.
Zaina and Laila are both language assistants working in the sector. Zaina made the following verbal complaint to the conduct and discipline team. Zaina claims that Laila makes jokes in front of others about her translation skills. She also complained that Laila was too tired during the month of Ramadan to complete a full day's work, and she had to cover for her. Zaina complained to Laila and to their supervisor many times, but the supervisor says she does not want to get involved and that they must sort it out themselves. Laila heard that Zaina came to the conduct and discipline team, and she decided to tell her side of the story. Laila claims that Zaina became jealous when a new work schedule was developed, and Laila became responsible for certain tasks that Zaina wanted to do. From that time onwards, she states that Zaina became very difficult to work with. Laila says that during Ramadan, Zaina would make sarcastic comments about her fasting in front of their colleagues, and even on one occasion said, "Those people pretend to fast, but they are all liars. It is just for show."